It would have been lovely to get a diagnosis when I was a child. It would have made school so much easier. It would have made college and high school, my employment, a lot more forgivable and forgiving to me. It would have made life a lot easier if I had a diagnosis, if I knew why I was the way I was, why I couldn't cope with scenarios that most people seem to just be able to get along and do. I would have been a lot less harsh on myself, and people around me would have taken me more seriously. But I ended up getting diagnosed quite a bit later in life. Not as late as a lot of people. I'm still grateful to have an understanding of who I am in my late 20s. So before I was diagnosed, I blamed myself for everything. I put so much pressure on myself to fit in and to be normal, and I would punish myself for not being able to socialize properly, for not being able to stick a job, for not being able to go outside when it was too busy. I would punish myself. I would see weakness, and I had a lot of guilt and shame for being autistic. And it wasn't until my diagnosis I really eased off and allowed myself to be who I am. I take it seriously now. I have and always have had a genuine disability which made life hard, made socializing hard, which made getting through the day a chore and difficult at times. Executive function issues, my pathological demand avoidance, my social issues, it's all extremely valid, and I forgive myself for having such a hard time. And I will never beat myself up for not being a normal person ever again. I will never punish myself for being different. It's it's absolutely awful that used to be the way I'd get through. I was so harsh on myself for not being able to perform. So now I have my back since my diagnosis. I have my back. I don't blame myself. Point number 2, I am taken more seriously by other people and by society. I am a bit less bullied now if I have to go into the job centre. My friends and family who have stuck around understand me and take me seriously. They take me seriously now. Because I have a label that isn't disobedient or fragile or like dumb or whatever it is. My label is autistic now, and it's a nicer label than the hundreds of insults that I would give myself and be given when I was younger. And I'm not trying to victimize myself here. Like, this is the reality. This is the harsh reality of having a mental disability that gets undiagnosed and not taken seriously. It's brutal. It really is. And now I feel like I'm taken seriously, and it's really nice to be able to cancel a plan or, like have to leave something early. Of course, I've lost some friends since stopping masking. I think some people liked who I was as a masking autistic person, and now I've stopped masking. Like, I think I've alienated a few people, which is okay. It's a small price to pay. So yeah, self-blame has lifted. I'm taken a bit more seriously by myself and society and people around me. And number 3 is very important, boundaries. I have boundaries now in place so I don't overexert myself, so I don't get autistic burnout, so I don't trigger myself. I have boundaries in place. I know where my triggers come from. I have really important context that I didn't used to have. It's not random anymore. There are triggers that I can now recognize and avoid. I take them seriously. I have boundaries with how much I'll allow myself to socialize. There's a sweet spot where if I socialize too much, I will be burnt out. And if I don't socialize at all, then there's issues there as well. So I try to meet myself in the middle and find my threshold for socializing. So essentially I have a care plan for myself now. Getting emotional. I'm trying to think of a last point. The last point is I know myself better. I have context to why I am the way I am. And this is probably one of the most important things to have in life, is an understanding of yourself, truly knowing why you are the way you are. Truly understanding yourself is so important. Because of my diagnosis, I can live a sustainable life without guilt. I can guilt-free look after myself. It's still challenging, it's still tough, but I don't have to mask and I don't have to play by everyone else's rules now. I now have permission to do my own thing and to look after myself. Thank you so much if you are watching these videos. It means the absolute world to me that people are getting something from these videos, so I will keep making these videos. Goodbye.